What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I want to give you guys an update on the 18 that we got back in the garage today. So my buddy actually came and picked it up. He wanted to postpone his plans. That's why the truck didn't get the S400. At that point in time, he decided to take it back and drive it because he needed it for work. So now what we're doing is totally different change of plans. We've got the S369 out right here, and I want to go over everything that we're going to be doing with the truck. I basically got it torn all the way apart. We got the 369 out, the pedestal out, as you can see. We got the factory HP4 pump out. But I want to go over everything in detail, what we're doing today, what the plans are for the truck, and hopefully we're going to see in action here soon. But without further ado, let's dive into it. I'm going to go over everything that we're doing and some tips and tricks on how to get to this point, because with a truck with this amount of miles, it kind of sucks, but let's go over it all. Alright, so the original plan for the truck was going to get an S472 WC Fab S400 kit. But with sled pulling season coming up, I talked about many months ago that he wants to sled pull with this truck this coming season. So what we're going to be doing is putting the fuel mods in. So we're doing the 100% over injectors. I'm not really going to talk about that too much like I talked about even in previous videos. I already have a video out talking about how to get the injectors out, all the parts that you need for that, and etc. But what we'll be doing is fully modding this out and see what we can get out of this 369 turbo right here. This turbo has actually been on this truck for almost 80,000 miles, and taking a look at it, it has a little bit of shaft play. Down in here, as you can see, the wheel is not really hitting the housing or anything along those lines. Still spins pretty freely, does everything that I should, but I think I'm going to take the compressor cover off, get all this cleaned up in here, a lot of this oil out of here, and really kind of inspect the cover with it off. But that's not for today's video, that's for another video. But just to give an update, like I said, with the amount of miles on this turbo, I'm very surprised that's held up. And this is actually a WC Fab S300 kit that's already on this truck, and everything that he sold held up for the most part. And we're really going to push this turbo to the limits with the fueling in it. Now, like I said, we didn't touch the injectors yet, but we did get the factory HP4 pump out. I was going to make a video last week going over how to install this pump, but when I got the pump down here from S&S, which is right here, it didn't come with the CP3 conversion kit. So basically what that means is this is the kit right here. And they give you lines to feed each individual rail and make this a plug and play setup. You got to cap one of the rail lines, and as you can see, there's all these like return lines, all this crap we got to get out of here. Then we're going to have a direct feed to the CP3 from back there. We'll kind of eliminate a lot of these lines and clean it up, and that's what this kit does here. And when I got the CP3, it was missing this. So as you can see, these are all the parts in here. Get a little better angle that we're going to need to fully convert this. And the only thing is, everything is in here. We got the factory HP4 here pulled out. I'm trying to keep it clean, that's what I got over here on this rag, but we actually got to pull this front cover off of it, and I got to get the proper puller. I actually lent my buddy my puller, never returned it, so I got to go out and buy another one. But as you can see right here, we got to pull this factory gear off and try to do it evenly so we can get this cover off here to mount it up to the new CP3, because as you can see, it will not bolt in without that cover, and it needs that cover to go in. So you can get this pump out fairly easy. I'm going to talk about that right now if you guys are interested to see. The only thing, there's a few things that suck. The truck with the mileage, you're going to need one of these for sure. If you don't have this right here, this is the Milwaukee 90-degree impact. This makes life so easy getting these top up plate bolts out. If you put a 13mm on a shallow extension, there's plenty of room, as you can see back in there. For this, let me see if I can do a little demonstration, but as you can see, there's plenty of room back in here to get this in here. If you do not have this Milwaukee, I highly suggest getting that before the job, because I had it on a wrench, was not coming out, just with the amount of miles naturally. I'm surprised that they didn't snap, but anything impact-wise when you're trying to get an old bolt out works phenomenally. So as you can see right here, we got the factory pedestal, and we did not break a single bolt, which is nice. So what I recommended was doing the up pipes. Wasn't really kind of, recommended doing those, but since the top ones came out, I assume they're going to come out of the manifolds pretty easily. It's the heat shield I just kicked for the passenger side. I didn't get the heat shield or anything out in here yet on the passenger side, So I got to loop all that up to get those out, and we will do up pipes with this setup. Now, at the end of the day, you'll probably get away with the stock up pipes if you're not really beating on it constantly, but since we're already halfway there, we got the tops out, they came out pretty easily, you might as well go the full way and put them in, and we will be putting those in. Now, for the HP4 CP3 conversion, I want to talk about that a little bit. Now, this pump is super easy to get out, as you can see right in here. You gotta go down here, right in here. Hopefully I have it. This is exactly what you're gonna need right here to get this out, kind of in one piece. I would say about a 6-inch extension and a 13mm swivel socket. Now, this swivel socket is a legit 13mm. It's not putting an adapter on here to put a 13mm socket on it, which adds length. This is the perfect setup right here that you can just go right in here through the front cover. Right kind of down here by the thermostat housing. It's a lot by feel. You will not see down on there. You have to really rely on feel. Just make sure it's on there straight and take them out. There's 4 bolts holding the pump in. It's not super tight holding it in. And then 2, you have to take some of these lines out, kind of finesse them. Now, I didn't really take them all off. I kind of just pulled them out with the lines intact because we kind of want to save everything. And I'm not a fan of just ripping stuff apart for no reason, even though it's not going back on. We're going to keep all this intact and get it all pulled out. And I'm going to show you guys, hopefully next week or the following week, when we get the pump back in, exactly how the lines get routed before, you know, I skip steps and all that stuff. So I'll show how that is all routed in there. But for the most part, that's kind of where we're at. Up pipes will be next, and injectors. But everything's going to get new coppers on the injectors. Everything that can be replaced gasket-wise or anything like that, OEM, we're going to get OEM parts and slap them back in this truck. So hopefully, I'm shooting for, I believe, next week or the following week. I will have this wrapped up, and hopefully I can show you guys everything in action, how this truck runs. And then basically in a couple months, basically in late July, early August, this truck will be going to some sled pulls, and we hopefully get some really good content with the truck. And just, you know, push the limits of this 369. A lot of people have S400 kits on stock fuel. I haven't really seen a lot of people with fully built fuel. I'm not saying there's no one out there, but I don't see a lot of people pushing it with a 369 with all the fuel. So we'll see what the truck does. It's going to run in work stock, and hopefully it does good. It's going to go back on stock tires and some Nitto mud grapplers he was talking about. And we'll see how this thing performs. Hopefully it eats up the work stock class. But that's basically about it for today's video. Just wanted to give you guys a little overview of what we're doing, talk about the plans with the truck, and hopefully see it in action next week. So if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a big thumbs up. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Stop this conversation.